My career has been a series of unanticipated phone calls. First job out of college, which came to me through a phone call, was with the intelligence community, the U.S., the National Security Agency. I was getting job offers from all over the place. So I had a hardcore technology degree. My bachelor's, like I said, is in electrical engineering. I had minors in math and computer science. From a good university, I graduated with honors. So I had a lot of opportunity, but I took the job that was probably, I'm pretty sure it was the lowest paying offer I got. Keep in mind where I came from was trying to figure out how I was going to pay tuition and eat and maintain my car, basically having nothing. I didn't grow up in the best neighborhood, right? Not the best well-off financially. I come from a family with a long military history. If you look at the military and first responders in general, they put their lives on the line every day for the rest of us. And they really don't get paid all that much for it. My family just couldn't afford to put me through school. I didn't try getting a sports scholarship. What I figured out pretty quickly based on my sports performance is I wasn't going to get one. When people were out partying or taking vacations, during spring break, I managed a gas station for a while. I worked at a florist. I did some handyman stuff, I did some construction stuff, and then I ended up managing a liquor store. Basically having nothing to having a full-time job. Any full-time job was a huge step up. But at the time, people thought I was nuts. And my friends were all like, I don't know why you're doing this. There was an attractiveness where I could change the world and make a difference and do significant things. And, there was kind of a mystique about it, and there was a sense of serving and giving back. There really was an emotional hook there. There wasn't much of a financial hook, but it was exciting. It provided a lot of opportunity. And in the long run, it's worked out really, really well for me. I built practices at two of the large firms, Booz Allen, KPMG. I did a couple of startups, including a successful IPO, the Hacker Group, which is still around. My last position, formerly working for somebody else, as a W-2, was at a firm called eForce that was taken private. I ran global operations. Salary are really lagging indicators. They tell you that you made the right decisions 6, 12, 18, 24, 60 months ago. I went out on my own quite by accident. I got a call from my mom letting me know that she was diagnosed with terminal cancer. This was a painful phone call. My mother had breast cancer. She had been diagnosed years before and didn't tell anybody. So by the time I found out about it, she was in stage 4 terminal. Her mom had died of cancer. She had brain cancer. That was devastating. It was horrible. And my mother didn't like watching everything that went on with the different cancer treatments and all that. And she didn't want to go through all the things that she saw her mother go through. And, when she finally talked about having stage 4 cancer, we had a conversation about it. It was like, Ma, it's your decision. It's your decision. And if you feel like you had to keep it to yourself and all that's also your decision, right? But we're going to deal with it now. Do I wish my mom handled it differently? Probably, but it's her decision, not mine. I'm in DC, my mom's in New York. I need to spend time with her, need to take care of her stuff. I can't really do anything for anybody else, right? I just can't work for anybody. And I actually did try doing both for a period of time. It wasn't good for me or anybody else. So I popped out of the industry to be with her, take care of her situation, all that stuff. I had been getting phone calls, come work to me, and I kept saying, no, I'm not ready. So long story short, a SVP at AOL that I had known for years, who had been twisting my arm to go work for him, basically we crafted a deal where I'd go to work for him for 6 weeks as a consultant part-time. I literally had somebody from AOL procurement on the phone telling me I had to make up a name for my company so they could put me in the system. I was like,
Yeah.
Sharpe Consulting. So we're all wired differently. I think if I had tried to plan out building a business, never would have happened. Never would have happened. But falling into it kind of the way I did, it made perfect sense. And like I said, I thought it would be 6 weeks and it'll be 24 years in March. I have this belief that everything is going to be okay. So no matter how bad it gets, I know everything is going to be okay. I just don't know when. One of the stories that went with it is I'd brought home a puppy. She was 6 weeks old, had her for 24 hours, woke up the next morning, she was lifeless, all kinds of fluids in her crate, took her to the vet. They didn't know what it was, ended up driving her to one of the university hospitals. Well, trying to get into this emergency room, they had those like pulling doors. You have to grab the handles and pull them out.
Yep.
So I'm carrying the dog, trying to, I got 60, 70 pounds of dog in my arm, trying to open this door and I can't get through it. Get the dog in there, rush her in the back. Long story short, a couple days later, they found out what was going on, ended up saving her entire litter. Well, everything was fine. But what happened is I ended up talking to the university hospital and about the experience and all, and they said something like, well, yeah, we've thought about replacing those doors to be the automatic opening ones, but we don't have the funding for it. So we created a multi-year project where we paid for the doors. I think about it, how many times have other people in my situation or people in the local community have benefited from that? How many animals did we save? One of the things I observed early in my career and turned out to be absolutely true is that the people who are nice to others and respectful of others, with very few exceptions, do much better. A big part of my motivation is giving back to the industry that's been so good to me. I had to figure out a lot of this stuff on my own. And if I can help out somebody earlier in their career and make their lives easier, make the world a better place, so be it. So Alex Sharpe, Sharpe like a knife with an E on the end, a businessman who never forgot the blue collar route. And my goal in life is to be the person my dog thinks I am.